So let's talk about layering images and how they work together. So to start with, let's go and create a new presentation. So I'm going to go to my presentations library, go to the plus symbol, new presentation, and we'll call this Salvation. And I'm just going to leave the theme as the default one and size as 1920 by 1080. Going into the presentations library as we've done. Okay, so we have a new presentation. Now, this is really important, and this is kind of something that's good to understand. What does that checkerboard mean? So that checkerboard that you're seeing just here on that picture, that's actually transparency. So what that means is there is nothing there. It's not black, it's actually nothing. So ProPresenter reads that as invisible. So let's add something there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a layered image. And we're going to use PNG layers for that. So a PNG is a type of picture, but it in itself also has transparency as part of it. So let's go down to what we imported before, our PP7 files. In here we have Energy Ball, we have our Salvation, which as you can see has the same checkerboard in the back of the picture. And then we've got an MC color, which is just a picture. Now I could easily add to my presentation, so I could drag a picture and drop that there, and then that would be ready to go. I don't want to do that. I want to layer them. So dragging and dropping them does add a layer, but it adds it as the background all the time. I want to add a foreground layer and a background layer, and I'll show you how we do this. We do this in the editor. So I'm going to go to my editor. It's going to bring this up. We're going to go through the rest of the editor interface later. I'll show you all the little bits and pieces that you can actually achieve in this. For now, I'm just going to add one thing, and that's a picture. So we're going to go to the plus icon here on the left, go down. We can go text, shape, media, video, and web. I want to go media because I'm going to put in a picture, so that's a form of media. It's going to open a desktop or wherever you had selected last, and just drop that down. We're going to go to Salvation. So I'm going to click on my picture, see it's .png, and I'm going to go open. So if that was a .jpeg or a JPG, it would not have any transparency on it, just so you're aware, which is what that one is. PNG will carry transparency, also known as an alpha channel. I'm going to import this. I'm going to add a new version because I've already done this before. That's why this is popping up. It probably won't appear for you. Now, as you can see, I've added a picture. It just looks black. You can't see the checkerboarding, but I know it's there. So for this, I've got all my settings here. We'll go through these settings in our next video. All I'm going to do is go back to my show mode. So I'm in my edit mode here. I've added my picture. You can see it's here. It's got your checkerboard there. I'm going to go back to show. So back here, now my picture is here. You can see it's checkerboard, which tells me it's transparent, which is great. It's what we want. If I click this, it's going live to my output. That means that I'm sending it. The transparency is happening, but there's nothing in the background, so it reverts to black or whatever your background is. I want to quickly and easily add a new background to this. So this is where I can add my picture. So I'm going to MC color, click, hold, drag, bring it over my picture, and just drop it on. And because that is layered, I've put those two images as different layers. My MC image goes to the background and my PNG image stays on the foreground. So this is a really quick and simple way to layer your image, but also a speedy way to update pictures that you might use week in, week out for every single service, and the background might change, but the foreground stays the same. So that's how the transparency works. That's how transparency layers work. So next, let's move on. We'll talk more about the editor. We'll go into the full scale of the editor in the next video.